about. But who's talking about Texas State? Who's talking about Central Michigan? Who's talking about Akron? Who's talking about the other schools who might not be the top of the tier, but are still giving you the college football you love to bet on? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Campus Kickoff.
It. They're bunched up in the end zone. It's tipped up. It's caught. It is caught. Jawan Jennings.
And the ball is free. It's picked up by Michigan State. Jalen Watts Jackson, and he scores on the last play of the game.
What is going on, people? We are back. Welcome to another episode of Campus Kickoff presented by Sharps Sports Network. Look, there's no easy way to sugarcoat this. It was a rough week. You know, the dreaded week 2 normally hits me in the NFL like a bus, but in college football this week, it smacked me just as good as normal. 7-7 was the record on week 2. Actually, no, that's wrong. That would be 6-8 was the record because I did not update the Pitt and Miami over game. So yeah, we went 6-8, under 500. Not a good week. You don't like that? And I am learning one thing week by week as we go. This is a learning process here. And the lesson I've taken away is to be smarter about these games. I feel like I just played a lot of games the first couple of weeks. And yeah, I might have gotten lucky for me week 1, week 2. Yeah, it was just stupid. So we're going to be a little bit smarter this week. I'm not going to recap all the games here. We're going to do that tomorrow night on the podcast with all the fellas, where we'll talk about the college and NFL slate for week number 2 and week number 1. But I do want to say, like normal, the best bet and the worst bet of the week. Starting off with the worst bet of the week, just because, 6-8, not a good week. So let's talk about what the bet I believe was the worst was. God, there's a couple I could pick from here. I could pick Utah's -14, which only covering by 11 against a Baylor team that does not look very good. I could pick Central Michigan, who I finally bought in on, and then they lost by 30 points. But I am going to go with the Colorado and Nebraska game over, because that was the game I was most confident about. And Shedeur Sanders and Colorado can only score 10 points. I know Nebraska has a good defense, but for the playmakers they have, I was expecting a little more than 10 points, and that not hitting sucked. The best bet of the week I would have to give to Oklahoma State, covering -7.5, because I know that me and Tyler were both in the same boat of having that, and the game went into overtime, and it was like, well, or -7, sorry. The game goes into overtime, and we're kind of sitting here, and we're fucked, and, we're in a bad spot. Then they get it, the touchdown. By who? Ollie Gordon. Then they give a 2-point conversion by Ollie Gordon. They get the 8-point cover. Oklahoma State covers at the very last minute overtime. Huge win. Love that. But, like I said, if you want to get the rest of the preview, you want to get the rest of the recap, tune in tomorrow, because right now we're getting in to week number 3. That was the best. Yeah, I think we can both agree. That was the best cover of the week. So let's start it off here. Campus Kickoff, week number 3. Where does Campus Kickoff start? Not Saturday. It starts on Thursday. 7:30 on ESPN. We have a very good Arizona State team going to Texas State, who I know a lot of people were surprised by when it came to this offensive quarterback, Jordan McLeod, not only on his running side of the ball, but passing as well. I think this game is going to be a game that a lot of people are not going to watch, but you should, because it's going to be a great football game. It should be electric. It should be back and forth. It's one of the very few times that I can take Arizona State in a -1.5 point spot. It's a pick 'em, ladies and gentlemen, and back them. So, I mean, there's really no point to take the spread when it's a 1.5. So I'm just going to take Arizona State money line against Texas State in this pick 'em game, over under 59.5. Arizona State, best I've seen in a while coming out. I'd see 3 to 4 years. Best they've had looking in a while. So we're going to ride with Arizona State. Friday. Yeah, we got to talk about this because we're not going to be able to talk about this on the podcast. We got a ranked versus ranked game on Friday. We got number 20 Arizona going up against number 14 Kansas State. We got Kansas State on a -7-point spread. Kansas State, who honestly played with their food a little bit in Tulane, and then in the second half, more primarily the fourth quarter, was able to get it done defensively and offensively on the ball. I think that Arizona is in a great spot to cover here. We know Noah Fafita. We know, God, I'm trying to remember his name. Territoria, I believe that's what it is. McMillan, the star wide receiver for Arizona. I feel like Arizona should be able to cover the spot. I lean over on the over-under, but I'm going to take Arizona plus 7 points in this football game. And now let's move over to Saturday. Like we normally do on Campus Kickoff, we will leave all the big ranked games for Saturday, and we will talk about the games that other people probably just are not talking about. So, nope, they're not ranked anymore. Florida State and Memphis. -6.5 points for Florida State against a Memphis team. No, do not get worried. I'm not betting on Florida State. I'm doing contraire. I'm taking Memphis plus 6.5 points because I believe that we're going to see something that is just unbelievable. I think we're going to see Florida State go from a playoff team to an 0-3 start. Call it clouded judgment. Call it whatever you want, but Memphis is also starting 2-0. Memphis is also with a Seth Hannigan offense that loves to throw the football and has been playing very well. Don't get me wrong. I know that they are not the favorite to win this game, obviously because of the spread, but I'm going to take Memphis. Sorry, so I spit, and it threw me off to win this football game. All right, next game that we got here that I want to touch on is we're being smart, so I'm staying away from a lot of games. That's what I said, but there are a couple games that are going to call my name, and this is one of them. Two unranked teams that are high profile in the world of college football, Texas A&M and Florida. Over-under is 46.5 points, and the spread is -4.5 for Texas A&M. Now, DJ Lagwao. Why did I add an extra A there? DJ Lagwao, the quarterback, the true freshman, the man that a lot of people wanted to see start week 1 that ended up not starting, but came in week 2 and threw for over 400 yards and 3 touchdowns. I think he has a lot of hype going into this game. They made Texas A&M the favorite, with Connor Wayman in 2 games doing nothing. So I'm going to take the Florida Gators in the Swamp on the money line. Shout out to Florida. Shout out to the Gators. I know a lot of people only had them winning 2-3 games this year, and hell, that might be true. But if that is the truth, this is one of them that I'm going to take to win. So give me the Gators in the Swamp on the money line. Next game. West Virginia and Pitt at 3:30 in Pitt. West Virginia is the favorite at -3 points. And obviously, it's because of Garrett Green. It's because of this offense that a lot of people have been waiting for to light up, and they haven't been able to do it just yet. This is my game that I'm going to take them to light it up. -3 points. I'm taking that -3. I would take it if it was a touchdown. I've got West Virginia beating Pitt. I hope they just beat the shit out of them. Nothing against Pitt. You're good people. But it's just what I need to make some money. So I'm going to take West Virginia, on the money line in that football game. Next game I want to talk about, Tulane and number 15, Oklahoma. Because we will talk about this on the podcast, but this is I like this play a lot the most. Tulane, who I think is a team that a lot of people underestimated because they just lost, God damn it, I can't remember the quarterback's name last year that I really liked. Clayton Tune? Could be wrong. And now they have a new offense. Now they have Dorian as the offense. They have a new coordinator. There's a lot of new things about this offense, and a lot of people are like, we don't know how we feel about them. Well, they just showed Kansas State that they're still a high-profile football team. Oklahoma State, who just came off of a very ugly win last week. I believe they only won by, less than a touchdown against an unranked team that was not very impressive. 13.5 points is the spread that I'm staring at right now, and everything about me, they beat Houston, who is not a very good football team this year, by 4 points. Everything about me right now is saying Oklahoma State -13.5. No way, no sir. I like that spread. So give me Tulane on the +13. Am I getting a half there? I am. Plus 13.5 points against Oklahoma. Rivalry game, we'll leave that one. We'll leave that one. We're not leaving this one. Iowa and Troy. Now, if you follow the podcast, I blatantly said that Iowa unders are normally the way to go. But if Iowa goes over last game, Tyler made a whole theory about the Matrix and how this might be the opposite effect where Iowa overs are just going to hit this year if they keep putting them at 30. We have another 39-point over-under. So to follow through on my word and my promise, give me the over 39 points in the Iowa football game. Oh, fuck, that does not feel good to say. But damn it, I have to follow through with my promise, and that is what I said I would do. So you're welcome to Tyler, Luke, and Jesse because that fucking hurt me so much to do. Next game. Whew. Oh, man. I don't know if I want to do this to myself. This might just be stupid. Fuck it. We're doing it. Hawaii, Sam Houston. A Hawaii team that I believe has been not very good. A Sam Houston team that I believe has been not very good. 50 points is the over-under. I'm going to take the under. Bad football, bad weather. I like everything about this being a shitty football game. Give me the under 50 points. That could be stupid or that could be easy. And we're going to find out exactly what that was next week. Next game here, we got a rivalry game. Two unranked teams, but they got something to play for. Colorado and Colorado State. Colorado is favored by a touchdown going into CSU. Last year, this game was very close. Shiloh Sanders had surgery on his forearm. He's going to be out for the next 2 to 3 weeks. And I think that this is going to be a very close football game. I think that Colorado State's defense might get picked apart. I think that Colorado's defense might get picked apart. I'm going to take Colorado State to cover by a touchdown in this football game. I have it being another close football game. I think if Colorado does pull away, it will be in the last minute or two of the game. But give me Colorado State to cover that touchdown. Oh, Jesus. Sorry. I just saw the Tennessee spread against Kent State, and I didn't know that was 49.5 points against Kent State. Wow. That is absurdly bad. It makes you just want to pay. It makes you want to play on it for pity, if you want me to be completely honest with you. But we are not going to do that. Maryland and Virginia, 8 o'clock on the ACC network. Virginia plus 2.5 points. They got a quarterback who I'll tell you right now, he likes to fling that ball, Anthony Calendera. And I really do believe that this Virginia offense is the best that it's been in the last couple of years. I think they could be a sneaky team in the ACC. Maryland, we saw what happened last week against Michigan State. They had every right to beat them, but they pretty much gave it away. When you get 3 touchdowns against a football team and you still lose, that tells you what you need to know. So I'm going to take Virginia to cover these 2.5 points. Why don't you just take the money line? Why don't you just fuck off for a minute, okay? Give me my points. I'm taking 2.5 for Virginia, and that's where that's going to stay. Sorry that I had to get hostile, but that's just the voice I hear in the back of my head every time I take the points instead of the money line. All right, last game that we have to cover here, because obviously, if you don't know, Michigan State, that's the team that I follow. I don't know if I want to play this yet. I'm just looking at it now. Never mind. I'm not touching this shit. Minus 40.5 points against Prairie View. No one and their mother is going to watch this game. So you know what? I will finish it off with a different game. Notre Dame, number 18, after their loss against NIU, is going up against Purdue. Purdue is plus 10 favorite in this game. Boy, if Notre Dame ever needed a bounce back spot, this would be it. Riley Leonard, we've played 2 games. You have 0 touchdown passes. What are we doing? This is a problem. We need to get better. If this isn't a breakout spot for Notre Dame, then goddamn it, Notre Dame just Notre Dame themselves once again. Give me Notre Dame minus 10 points. They need to win not only by 10, they need to win by 20. And if they don't smash this team by their throat, I'm not talking about them again on the podcast, and they will be relegated to campus kickoff, where honestly they belong. I lied. There's one more game I want to talk about because it's a rivalry game. Washington State. Washington is favored by minus 4.5 points in this football game. And I think that this is going to be a lot better football game than people have expectations for. Will Rogers in the first 2 games, 511 yards, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. John Mater in the first 2 games. John Mater, 467 yards, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. This should be a great football game, and I'm going to take the over 56 points. Sling it out, back and forth. People are saying that there's a chance of rain, and if there is a chance of rain, that scares the shit out of me. But I'm going on the side that there isn't, and even if there is, they still have a running game on both sides that I'm confident that they can get points with. So, give me the over in that football game. I don't think I played more than 6-7 games, so I am confident that I'm not going to fuck anything up there, so I like that. But with that, that is all that I have here for Campus Kickoff. Like I said, if you want to fucking check out the podcast, tomorrow, Wednesday, that will be happening. Wednesdays, Saturdays, 6:30, 10:30. 10:30 a.m., 6:30 p.m. I should probably tell you which is which. Wednesdays on 6:30 Eastern time in the evening. Saturdays at 10:30 Eastern time or Central time in the morning. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Make sure you follow at where? At Sharps Sports Network. I need you to do that over on X, over on Instagram, over on YouTube, on all of the social medias, Sharps Sports Network. Thank you guys for joining. We appreciate you. If you like I said, if you want to see us tomorrow, make sure you check us out. We will be here 6:30. Tuning in. Download the Sharps Betting app over on the App Store. If there's any other games or anything that I said that you're like, yo, I like that, I'm going to play it, or fuck this guy, I'm going to fade it. Make sure you do something with it and use promo code TYCO011. We appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll all see you tomorrow. Check us out. I'm McDilly. We'll see you.
Sports bettors, you need to download Sharps, the better social network. With Sharps mobile app, you can tailor your friends' bets with one click. See a bet you like? Just click the whale tail icon and boom, it will open in your corresponding sportsbook. Sharps securely connects to major sportsbooks like FanDuel, MGM, Caesars, and more, so you can not only track your bets, but share your bets in creative ways. So gather the degens, download Sharps for free, and join our fast-growing sports betting community.